late on Saturday, 7:22 p.m. I completely forgot. So I think I told you only to do the even numbers, but because it's simple enough, I'll do everything. Okay. So number one, remember first scientific notation is written as the product of two factors, right? So let me put that. So this one is going to be 10 to something power, whether positive or negative. It's a very small number. It's not going to be a negative. So I already know that's going to be a negative. And then we just got to figure out uh, what the power is going to be here. So the decimal is over here, right? So let's move it to right next to 6. So we're going to move it once, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So it's going to be 6. Well, the number is 6 to begin with, but coincidentally, its exponent is also 6. So if you actually multiply that, you are going to multiply 6 times 10 to the 6th power, which is this, right? Let me just change that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you put that in a calculator and divide 6 by, what is it, a million, this is your answer. Okay, so that, again, that's what it is. And second one, so 5, whatever this is, so the first factor is 5.4, remember, right? So the decimal, which is currently over here, is going to go between the 5 and the 4, so we're going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 veces. And that's also 10 to the 6th power. 60, that's easy. 6 times 10 to the decimal's over here right now, right? We're going to move the decimal once, so it's 10 to the first power, or just 6 times 10. Okay, so it's, again, we already know it's a negative, so the decimal is going to move 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be right to the 9 to the right of 9. So 9 times 10, and it moved 1, 2, 3 times. 6.7. It's already, by the way. First factor stays at 6.7, and since it didn't move anything, we write 10 to the 0 power. And just to show you, because 6.7 and 10 to the 0 power is just 1, and that equals to 6.7. Okay, so that's why the exponent is 0. So here, we're going to remove the decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right to the right of 2. So number of spaces it moved, it tells us what the exponent is going to be. It's going to be 7, but negative, okay? Because it's a number less than 1. Alright, so again, like I said, this video was probably completely unnecessary, but just in case you wanted to check. So again, this is going to be 2 times 10 to the whatever power, and the decimal is here, and it's moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It moved 6 times. Well, we're getting a lot of 6s. 7.1 times 10 to the third. Okay, so where's the decimal? Right here. It moved that way. So the decimal moved 1. So it goes from 71 to 7.1. And because we moved 1, it's going to be, we're going to increase that third power to fourth power. Okay? You can always double check. That's the beauty about this. Put 7.1 times 10 to the fourth and see if it equals, it's the same thing as 71 times 10 to the third power. Yeah, you should get the same answer. Okay? This one, the decimal is over here, right at the end. So let's move it between 4 and 8. So it's going to be once, twice, 3, 4 times. And that's our answer. Again, first factor is going to be 9. The second factor is going to be 10 to a negative power. Let's figure out what the negative exponent is going to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, this is going to, we're going to adjust that, right? So to move that particular decimal is going to move 1 over that way. So it's going to be 6.3 times 10 to the, oops, sorry, this was a negative power, okay? And then here, because the decimal has to, what do you call, decrease from 1, it's going to go to 0, okay? So remember, when we're going when we're going right, the decimal decreases, right? The decimal, sorry, the exponent decreases. right? And then if we go left, the exponent increases. So let's try this one over here. So it's 3.3 times 10 to the negative third power. So the decimal is going to go, in this case, from here, it's going to the left. So instead of 10 to the negative third, it's going to be 10 to the negative second power, because if we're going left, right, this increases. Here we get 2.16 times 10 to, and we're going to the right, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and we move 4 spaces, so 10 to the negative fourth power. Decimal is going to be between 4 and 2, so 4.2 times 10 to a negative power, so negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative third power. 14. Okay, it's going to be shorter than I thought it was. 15. Let's finish those 2 on the top. Let's just okay. So we have 0.15, so the decimal is going to move to the right, and this is going to go to negative 3. Okay. 4.8 is already in the first factor, is already a number between greater than 1, greater or equal to 1, and less than 10, and then times obviously 10 to the 0 because the decimal didn't move at all. Okay. Just give me 1 second. Grab a pencil. And by the way, this one should have been negative 1. Okay, my apologies. Here, we want to write this in standard notation. So if it's 10 to the negative 1 power, hang on a second. So we're going to move this decimal to the right. How many times? 1 time. And this is going to equal I move it to the left once. Oh my god, even I get confused. So we're going to move to the left. So let me write this over here. Left, positive, we're going to go right. So that moves 1 over. And if you clean that up, it's going to be 0.09. And if you multiply, just to double check here, if you multiply 0.9, times 10 to the negative power, it's going to be 0.9 divided by 10. And if you go on the calculator, 0.9 divided by 10, it's equal to 9, 0.9 divided by 10 equals 0.09. Okay, so I'm correct. Oof, sorry about that. Okay, again, this is negative 1, so we're going to move the decimal, which is over here right now. We're going to move it that way. Okay, so it's going to be 0.2. The answer is going to be 0.2. And one thing that can help you here is that because I know the exponent is negative, right? Because I know the exponent is negative, I know my answer is going to be 0 point something. Okay, it's going to be a number less than 1. Okay, 2 times 10 to the 5th. I know my number is going to be greater than or equal to 1. So this is going to be 2. Here's a 2. We're going to move that decimal that currently resides over there to the right 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you clean that up, it's going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the answer is 20,000. Okay, because that's the same thing as 2 times 10 to the 5th. 2, 3, 4, 5. What's 2 times 100,000? It's 200,000. Okay. 804 times 10 to the second power. So that's the same thing as this. Okay, so we're going to move that decimal that's over here right now, right? We're going to move it 2 over. We're going to have 2 zeros. So final answer is going to be 80,400. Okay. 10 to the 4th power. So 2.66. Let's move it 4 times to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that equals to 26,600. We're going to go left, right? So 1.5. Let's go left. 1, 2. That's your new decimal. So clean that up, right? Again, negative exponent. It's a very, very small number. Positive exponent. It's a very large number. Same thing here, 7.75. It's a negative exponent, so we go left once. Here's a new location. We're going to add a 0 here. So clean that up. We get 0.0775. 8.3 to 10 to 8.3 times 10 to the 7. Move the decimal 5, 6, 7 to the right. Add zeros on those empty spaces, and your final answer is that whatever that 3, 1, 2, 3. What is this number? 83 million. 9.5 times 10 to the 7th. Again, here's 9.5. Move it 7 spaces to the right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you add those zeros, and if we clean that up, we get 95 million this time. 1.71 times 10 to the 7th again. There's 1.71. Move the decimal 7 spaces to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add 0 on those empty spaces. Clean that up, please. And you get 70 million. No, yeah, 70 million 100,000. Let's go for 27. Oh, that's it. Okay. So 0.9. We're moving this 3 spaces to the left. 1, 2, 3. Placeholders. So my final answer, nice, rewritten nicely, is 0.0009. 3.8 times 10 to the 2nd power. Here's my decimal right now. Move it to the right. Add those 2 zeros, and it becomes 3,800. Although that's not, just make sure that you know that that's not written scientific notation, okay? But so 7.5 times 10 to the negative 5th. Here's 7.5. Let's move it to the left 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in standard notation, rewritten is that very tiny number. 4 times 10 to the 1st power is just 4. Remember, 10 to the 0 power is the same thing as 1. And last but not, second to last, 8.4 times 10 to the 5th, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're basically adding 4 zeros. And that becomes 840,000. And 4 times 10 to the negative 5. There's a 4. There's a decimal. Let's move it 5 spaces to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my new decimal location. Let me add some zeros over here. Clean that up. And you get this very tiny, tiny number. So that's it for scientific notation, okay? All right, so there's the video.